Welcome to Long Lost Brothers, the podcast devoted to talking shit.
And self-improvement.
That's right. My name is Brett Scott,
I'm Jesse Cole.
and we are the Long Lost Brothers.
Yeah. Hey, you know what that kind of reminds me of? That now that we've been doing it for 3.5 years.
Now you're like, oh, you know what that?
Wayne's World. With you always is good.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I was said
I'm Wayne.
He said I'm Brett Scott. I said with you always is Jesse Cole, and I'm with him always is good.
Yes.
Dude, that movie was so badass. I just had that on VHS.
I love Wayne's World. I like the second. I even like the second one.
Yeah, not mad at it.
It was solid. Christopher Walken was in it. It was fucking dude. That's a great. That's one that I'm surprised they haven't done a fucking like a third one. You know how they've been doing all these like 30 years later they'll do a sequel type thing, like Dumb and Dumber did it, and fucking like
it's because they're beefing.
Oh, really?
Because Dana Carvey, because you know the Dr. Evil thing. That was actually Dana Carvey making fun of Lorne Michaels.
Oh, I can see that. Okay.
He took that and put it into this whole thing. I think they might have made up, but Dana's like,
I fucking hope they made up, but that's a massive franchise. Like those movies that's so fucking good. Those goddamn Austin Powers movies.
He says that pretty much like in the second movie that all the shit he was trying to do was getting booted out, and they were kind of making Michael Myers like the big star, and they're kind of edging him out. That was like he was regaling it in that sense, and he said that, maybe he just feels that way, but there's like pages and pages and pages of content that he wrote that they just basically didn't even look at, just threw it out. And he was like, you know what, this was a us project as a skit on Saturday Night Live, and now they're in successful movie 2. They don't want anything to do with it. Like I didn't invent half of this,
Yeah, I really like Dana Carvey too. If you go back and watch some of his skits, he's fucking hilarious, dude. And his stand-up's really fucking good.
I mean, yeah, he's one of the greats.
But yeah, Mike Myers has done so much. You know what I mean? Like fucking Shrek, like that franchise.
Yeah, Austin Powers. What's the other one?
Dude,
the Love Guru kind of fell off, but
yeah, kind of like fucking Dana Carvey tried to do that Master of Disguise.
I was gonna say that, they went on that. It was like the Mr. Turtle thing. I could never get into that movie. I tried to.
That era though, that era was really fucking good at Saturday Night Live though. Like, do you remember fucking Rob Schneider and how big he was, like doing
Animal?
Yeah, like all the skits on Saturday Night Live, and then the fucking the Deuce Bigalow, dude.
Deuce Bigalow was hit, and then like even Chris Kattan, like all those fools were coming out.
The 90s was fucking lit, dude. The 90s was a lit fucking era, and even the early 2000s was like a lit fucking Saturday Night Live era.
Like all the Adam Sandler shit.
Yeah, and just go even go before that. It's like right before then was like fucking Eddie Murphy and fucking like they were killing it, dude.
And I can't think of his name. Fucking Norm Macdonald, but that's what I'm thinking of. But even to take it further back, Chris Farley and David Spade is another one.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Dude. How many people from that show have fucking skyrocketed, dude?
Yeah, and why can I not think of his fucking name? Clark Griswold.
Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chevy Chase, Billy Crystal, dude. There was that show has created, or at least debuted, so many fucking gigantic comedy stars. Like, look at Will Ferrell right now, dude. Like, look at what he has fucking become and created.
Yeah, one of the greats of comedy movies for sure.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I feel like I didn't even mean to bring up Saturday Night Live, but what's funny is even like Shane Gillis he got canceled and got fired from Saturday Night Live, and he came back and hosted it last week, like, and blew the
That's
doors
great.
off that bitch. Shane Gillis is so
That's
fucking great. He's
that's
so
great. That's great. Speaking of stand up.
yeah. Me and the missus got the we got the experience of going to see Mr. Bill Burr at the Rose Garden. It's called the Moda Center now, but Rose Garden in Portland is like where the Blazers play and stuff. It's like a big arena. I mean,
Dude, I'm jealous because Bill Burr is like, for me, he's up there right now as the biggest comedian next to fucking Dave Chappelle of our time. Like, Bill Burr is one of the will be one of the all time greats.
yeah, and I mean, and the progression of his specials and his personal anthology that follow with it is not missed on this hour.
Yeah,
Like every episode, he's always got a bit. I'm working on myself, and it's kind of like one
yeah,
of the themes of almost every one of his specials, and
yeah.
didn't miss. Had that same kind of vibe, and it's just is a 55-year-old Burr explain the world as he sees it, and really
Yeah.
good. He had this dude Dean Del Rey open for him. He was fucking hilarious too.
That's awesome.
I don't want to give away his jokes, but dude, it's like we're in
He's
Portland.
he's coming here like within the next like week or two or something. Like I don't think I'll go see him just because it's kind of like last minute, but um yeah, that's somebody I would love to see. Love to see him. I am going to see a buddy of mine like next week.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine, yeah. I met this guy through, honestly, he's a big nerd like me because I met him through like podcasting, and he did during COVID. He wasn't doing any comedy shows, and he did this little. He was like going through and recapping and reviewing with his little comedic spin a little bit. Like the MCU films like Iron Man and shit, starting from the beginning, and he never really followed through on it, but he's got his own podcast. His name is Mick Thomas, and his podcast is called Cheaper Than Therapy. It's fucking great.
I'm not super familiar, but you sent me a couple links, and I've heard him. He's about
he's funny.
Shit. He's
Irish.
He's good at what he does. Yeah.
Irish comedian. Him and another Irish comedian are touring right now, and they're going to be in Columbus on March 7th. So I'm going to go see them. He hooked me up with tickets, so I'm like fucking like hell yeah, dude! Like I finally know someone. Fucking hook me up with tickets. That's fucking cool. Someone big enough to hook me up with tickets to an event. That's fucking crazy. But I can't wait to meet him and hang out and shit.
I get to go. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I get to go see Segura on the 6th of April. That's gonna be fucking
wild.
lit too. Yeah, and like Bill Burr, there's like the only tickets that were left on a Thursday night. So like I got off work, drove to Portland, did the show, ate Taco Bell on the way back because that was the only thing open, and then went to bed and woke up and had just a migraine all day. But it was so worth it. And then and the weekend before that, it's like we went to California. We had a 3-day weekend, so we went to California, just NorCal, just the coast, went to this like the mysterious redwoods or something like that. Anyway, it's like you get to walk up. There's like bridges that connect the trees, and there's all these crazy like really old redwoods and stuff. And then if you watch my reels on my Instagram, I met some sea lions. Not almost, but kind of got like I got a sea lion let me know to stop fucking around.
Yeah, you had a sea lion altercation.
Yeah, because Kimberly, if you listen closely, she's like, "Go touch it, babe." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." I mean, sober Jesse's a little more adventurous than drunk Jesse.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, today is 3 months for your boy.
Fucking congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, sticking to it. So anyway, back to the California story. I got me some Explode for $10 at the canned food or the the grocery outlet. It used to be called Canned Food Outlet when I was a kid in Walla Walla, and they
Yeah.
rebranded to the grocery outlet. So I always call it the Canned Food Outlet for
Explode.
some reason.
That's old school, man.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because now I got like my like legit shit that I take that's like Redcon Total War, super good pre-workout. Like, probably one of the more expensive, like nicer shit. It's like $35. You go like
Yeah.
Gorilla Mind is like probably the next level up, but whatever. It's a nice pre-workout, 300 milligrams, good. It's Redcon, it's dialed in. But dude, you forget about that NO explode. It takes you back to fucking 2013, dude. You're in there itching,
Yeah.
sweating. You might fight
Yeah.
somebody, cotton mouth.
Dude, the only thing that
It's like, oh
the only thing
man.
that compares the only thing that compares to that from that era is, and then this is what I took all through my like bodybuilding prep and stuff, was fucking um, Super Pump Max. It originally was Super Pump
Oh,
250 or some shit. It was by
is it
Gasperi Nutrition.
is it blue and the Max is in orange letters?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
remember seeing that in a bodybuilding magazine. I wanted to order it, but I was poor.
yeah. I love that shit. But the NO explode, I remember people used to call it NO Asplode because it would make you shit.
I've taken it twice now since I got it. Good pumps, good stuff. Dude, I've been so I was sick, so I wasn't really training. Not like I was training, but kind of half-assing it. But I did go max a squat out, and I hit 455, and I hit that for a double, but the depth was questionable. But that one,
Huh.
that 455 was deep in there.
Is
I
that
think you
is that
saw.
a
I think
is
you
that a
commented
PR?
that. Yeah, if I can hit that in competition, I'm gonna be very happy. And then with
Oh yeah.
I don't deadlift with a belt, right? Or I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
ever. I switched it up, and I was like, I'm gonna see what I can, because it's always been really uncomfortable for me. But
The
I'm probably like,
competitions you do, aren't raw, are they? Like you can wear a belt, right?
yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, I wear a belt when I squat. I wear knee
Oh, okay,
sleeves.
okay.
You can't use straps though, and that's something that I'm
Right,
gonna
right,
have
right,
to.
right, right.
I do need to get my grip strength back, but I pulled 565, which is
Oh fuck,
yeah, that's a lifetime PR. That's fucking money.
that's
But I
crazy.
had that. I
That
put
was with straps.
with straps, yes, and
Okay,
a belt, and my
okay.
deadlifting shoes, and a lot of rest days, and like some cheat meals. Like I kind of just
Yeah,
was like, I was like, I'm fucking sick as fuck, and just we went traveling. I was sick. I was like, I came in, I hit a nice hard leg day, and then I was just like, God damn, like coughing up, I was just like, then we went and saw Bill Burr, and I'm like kind of getting over the sick, and I was just like, I gotta just chill. Like I worked out that one time, I was like, I gotta take a fucking day, get my bearings back, cough out all this fucking green shit. And I came back Saturday, man, and I pulled that 565, and then I benched the next day. I benched 3 wheels, and then today I'm gonna. Oh, and then yesterday I hit just a regular back session. I didn't take any pre-workout. I was pretty tired, so I think I'm gonna start. I said all that to say that I'm gonna start putting some rest days in, because a deload week did me a lot of fucking good.
yeah.
So because I get on these little like, Tommy want me, like, and I want to just can train back to back to back to back every fucking day. But it's like, I've been thinking about this already, because I was watching this Jay Cutler deal, and he's like, your muscles need 72 hours to heal before you should train them again, if you're really getting them. And
Yeah.
is that true? I don't know, but Jay Cutler said it, so he's probably fucking right. You know,
Well,
um,
so here's the thing for natural lifters, which actually guys like Jay Cutler could go even longer and still be growing, but protein synthesis for natural lifters is like 48 hours, meaning your muscles are using protein to grow new muscle for about 48 hours to 72. So, I mean, at the very least, they need that time, like, to grow to their full potential. Like, you're kind of like, you don't really need to go in and work them again because they're still growing from the last fucking session for those 72 hours.
yeah. Well, my split goes, um, a heavy or a low day, a push day, and then a pull day. You know, like a lower body, and I figure I'll go that 30, that split, take a day, and the first day is always going to be my leg day. So it's like then I can alternate squats and deadlifts back and forth. So I'm still getting a squat and a deadlift day in each week, and then I'll get 2 pressing days.
So you don't squat and deadlift on the same day, right?
Fuck no. My lower back will not allow that. Yeah. I hit that when I hit that squat PR, I did like RDLs with like 135 until my back was like hot, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I just went and maxed out. I just full stacked the little leg machines.
Hey man,
like,
you try those glute thrusts yet?
I haven't, man. I have not.
I've been working them in, man. I've done them 2 or 3 times. I've been working them into the routine a little bit. But yeah, like I train full lower body, so I mean I'm not fucking powerlifting. Like I usually start with squats, and then I hit deadlifts, and then depending on I'll do something like glute related. Like that thing we talked about last week with the fucking hyperextension, or I'll do the glute thrust, the hip thrust. But
I moved that to my last exercise, the glute thrust, and I superset it with decline sit-ups. But I burn out my hamstrings first on the ham curl, so that they're less likely to take over. And then I like super concentrate. Like if I'm gonna squat, like I grip engage my core as tight as I fucking can, and then I just use my ass and like mind body condition. I'm just using my ass cheeks until a failure. Because as soon as my back's already probably wrecked from squatting or deadlifting, it's like I have a problem with my lower back.
Right.
Like, I'm working on correcting and strengthening it. Because no matter what I do, I'm gonna bring some lower back into those. That hyper extension is gonna pull my lower back, in no matter what I do. But I try to keep it very glute. I focus for it to be glute dominant. So then my ass
try working in some of them thrusts, man. Because it really, as long as you do them right, it takes the lower back completely out of it. It's all ass.
I also noticed on my acclimation sets, I add in more volume because I have way more control of the barbell, and like I can kind of pick what muscles I'm recruiting to engage the lift. So it's like I'll do a little more with the sets that are like 225. I'll kind of utilize those sets a little more to warm up, because I can be like, okay, squeeze that ass to pull it up. You know, like when the girls are squatting a bar, it's like the same kind of idea. You know?
Yeah.
You see the girls on the machine with like no weight, just kind of flexing my ass cheek to come up. It's kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
I do want to get those glute bridges. I'm such a chicken shit though, because of my gym is like I've seen these girls doing them, but I don't know.
Well, look, it's a legit movement even for powerlifters as an accessory though, man. For that deadlift, like seriously.
Yeah. Anything? So, yeah, because I was thinking about that. I was like, because my ass is like Hank Hill ass. So I'm like, if I can get my butt cheeks bigger and engage those,
mine too, man. Yeah, that's the move.
Save that lower back some.
Yeah. So hey, I was thinking this week, and I ran this by you earlier this week, and I said save it for the episode. But I wanted to ask you. I wanted to pose this question to you because I heard it on originally on Mind Pump. They were talking about this guy who was like, I don't know, this guy was pissed off because of a parking job that someone did or something in the parking lot, and the dude came out and he was pissed off, and it was like this old ass man. Now, given the guy who he was pissed off at is like mid to late 40s, but this guy comes out and he's like fucking 70 something, right? Pissed off. And they started talking about like how old is too old when it comes to like if someone wants to beef with you and they want some, like how old is too old for you to be like, I'm not gonna fight that. He's so old. I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm not gonna hurt an old man. Like, so I thought that would be a great question for the podcast. So if someone wanted to fight with you, what's the cutoff age to where you're like, I'm not fighting that old ass fucking dude. That's not even right. Like, it's not fair. It's not right.
I mean, did he like molest and murder somebody related to me, or I mean,
Okay.
what's the
Okay.
okay? So there's some variables.
All right. Road rage. Let's go road rage.
I ain't no fucking old man. I would say like if you over like 53.
I mean, he gets out. Listen, this dude gets out. He's banging on your window. He's like, "Get the fuck out of the car!" Or he's like, "Get the fuck out of the car, Sonny!"
Like, I'm getting out of the fucking car. I'm getting out of the fucking car.
How old is too old to put hands on him, though?
If somebody physically engages me, indeterminate of sex, age, anything, if you physically engage me, I'm gonna dispatch you to the best of my ability. I'm not gonna light you the fuck up. I'm not gonna, but you're gonna stop fucking hurting me right away.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. I'll sit you the fuck down. Okay,
let me pose it a little different then. How about if a guy challenges you to a fight? He doesn't engage you, but he's like, hey, outside. Like you're at the gym and he gets pissed off because you're like hogging the bench or something. And then he's like, and you get into it back and forth and you're like, fuck you, old man. And he's like, no, these fucking young kids don't know what good. I'll beat your fucking ass. And then he's like, tell you what, meet me outside.
Okay.
What age do you go, I'm not doing that?
I mean, it would be really hard for me to fight somebody over something petty, but like, it would say hypothetically, like, what age is it like taboo? I would say if you're
when do you feel bad about it?
Like 57.
Yeah, 57. I mean, there's some spry fucking 57. That's like Joe Rogan calling you out.
Well, Joe Rogan will fuck me up, but
another reason not to engage, right? You're like, nah.
If he's good. A fucking animal, I don't care if he's 106. Like, it's fair.
Okay.
If he's spry and ready to rock and roll, but if he's like comes in with the cane as a leg machine with one leg once a week, like, and he's like, fuck you, Buster. I'm like, just calm down, Nathan. Like,
yeah.
Like it depends. Like, I mean, generally I would avoid physical altercation, but
in general, yeah.
In general, but if it's like, okay, we're gonna fight, I would feel bad if they were like, okay, let's say 60 or above. If you lose, you got your ass beat by a 60-year-old. And if you beat a 60-year-old's ass, it's like, dude, why did you beat a 60-year-old's ass? He was like 20 when you were born. But again, I wouldn't fucking just, I wouldn't be like fucking curb stomping him and just, it'd be like, what's in this fight?
Yeah, because look, I there are some people, I mean, you could say like, oh, they're a badass or whatever, but like once you hit a certain age, I'm fairly certain I can take you. Like imagine like Arnold Schwarzenegger today. I think I'd feel bad about trying to like fight with him because he literally is an old fucking man. Yeah, he was Mr. Olympia. Yeah, he's a fucking beast. He's big. He's strong. But like, just the fact that he's an old ass man, he's somebody's fucking great grandpa. Like I don't know, dude.
I think Mike Tyson would beat both our asses right now.
Right now, yeah, but Mike Tyson at like 80. Okay, probably still, but
I think George Foreman would beat both of us. I don't think we could jump George Foreman.
All right. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. I think I got to do the cutoff at 70 because I know some really fucking fit and capable 60. Oh. My father-in-law is almost 70. He's almost 70, but he fucking works out every day. Like if we were to run, he could probably outrun me in terms of like endurance. Like this dude, you know what I mean? And he's strong. Like he squats like, I don't know, it's not a lot, but he's still squatting like 185 for fucking, 5 to 8 reps. Like, I mean,
if I could do that in my 60s, I'd be happy.
And I feel like I could go mano. Like if he was like, let's put some gloves on and go out in the fucking yard and box. I'd maybe do it. But once
Okay.
he hits 70, I think, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
You know what? So you remember that guy pointing a gun on me and Kimberly?
Yeah.
I'd fight that fool, and he's over 60. He's tall. He's a
Okay.
big guy. He looks like he can handle his own shit.
Hmm.
But if there was ever a situation where me and that guy could legally throw hands, I would crack
Mutual
his.
combat.
Yeah, that was a
Mu-
thing. Yeah,
Mutual combat.
because he stepped into a space that and he was drunk, dealing with some mental health. Like, there's a backstory to it, but I don't give a fuck. He put a gun in my
Dude,
wife's face, dude.
I forgot how obsessed I was with the idea of mutual combat. I think that's the coolest fucking shit ever, dude. I wish we had mutual
Yeah,
combat here.
we have that here. Yeah, but
I know,
it's
I know
it's
you
like
do.
you have to get a cop that's willing and will agree to referee you.
I love it. I love that that's even in the law. Like, it's written like, if you can find a police officer, an officer of the law that will referee the match, you can fucking fight somebody.
I feel like if you're a good old boy that was raised here, you could fight.
That's wild. I love it though.
If because I thought about that. I'm like, like what I would like. I went through a phase where I was like, I'm gonna fight this fool. I'm gonna
I
like
know.
I was like
I
I was like,
remember. I remember.
I mean I kind of let that go and like he's on like it's weird now because he's on a whole like you go by his house. It's not like the MAGA flags and all that like it was now. He's like doing these little pottery things like planters that are like little kid boots and like
He's showing his
he's
age
on
now.
yeah. He's like on like a whole gardening vibe. I don't think he's drinking no more. He's like doing
Yeah.
arts and crafts and selling them in his yard. I'm like, it'd be
Yeah.
like,
Maybe
I don't know if he
he
recognized me.
probably
Like, you know,
he probably went to some meetings, bro. Cleaned his life up.
yeah. I mean, whatever.
Now he's now
He's
he's
been 6
diving
months.
into fucking yeah, now he's diving into pottery and shit. Yeah. Let the man
Yeah, I mean,
be.
yeah. If I could punch him one time, I would.
you still would like fuck your pottery, bitch.
I know. There's always a little like vengeful piece of shit in me that's like, I should
Yeah.
I should run his little fucking pottery over my fucking car.
I got it, dude. I get you. I would still run my fucking my mom's fucking husband over. I would run that motherfucker down and not feel bad at all. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So I guess everything has there's a clause to it, but I think 60, 65, depending
Yeah.
on but if they're like walking with a limp or there's like some like
Yeah.
they're like if they're like already like puffing like as they're like beginning, like come on, dude, you're just gonna
Okay. Yeah. Case by case basis.
yeah, but I mean as a rule of thumb, say like 65.
Okay. I can deal with that because you said 60, I said 70. I
It
think
kind of kept going
65 is
up
a
because
good.
you're like Joe
Yeah.
Rogan's 57. I'm like, yeah, and then I was thinking about I know some pretty fucking bricked up fucking 57-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
mean,
think the
and
owner of my
people
gym's
people
57.
people
I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that problem.
people seem younger now
You
too.
want to
You know what I
fight
mean?
me?
Like, well, look, 57 when I was
Yeah.
a kid was like an old fucking man. 57 now is like fucking Bill Burr. You know what I mean? It's like that doesn't feel super old. You know what I mean? Joe Rogan doesn't seem super old to me.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's because we're getting.
I'm glad too, because I'll be there before I know it, and I don't have to feel like old as fuck when I'm not old. I'll be like, oh, yeah, Joe Rogan was this old, and he was fucking biggest podcaster in the world. So, all right, brother, we are going to switch gears here a little bit and kind of get into the second part of our show.
Yeah.
Have you watched Aquaman: The Hidden Kingdom yet?
Absolutely. I watched it twice.
Twice. So you're a fan of it?
Yeah, I watched it with Kimberly. Then my son said he wanted to watch it, and I was like, "Yeah, let's watch it again."
Okay.
It's one of those movies where you can miss little things real fast. Like
Yeah.
like I don't know if you got pee, Gonna miss something. It is. What's the main the first thing you noticed?
About this film.
Yeah.
It's way more comedic than the first one.
Yeah. It's kind
Like
of going.
it starts off with the jokes, man. Like lots of jokes.
Yeah.
Um,
It does get
which
real Thory.
yeah, little kind of corny. You know what I mean? Just kind of it's like I don't know. I'm not like the biggest Aquaman fan anyway, so it's not like a character I'm like, oh, you better take this seriously. You know what I mean? It's kind of a silly character to begin with, you know. But
Yeah.
and I like Jason Momoa in the character, but I think I liked the slightly darker take of like when he was in like the Justice League, when Bruce Wayne goes and finds him and shit. Like he's just a kind of a darker character, and just like Thor. Like Thor was funny because he was kind of dumb or whatever, but those movies became just straight up comedy, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't like. I like Thor enough that I really liked when Thor first went really comedic with Ragnarok. I thought Ragnarok's fucking amazing. Um, I don't think I like Aquaman enough to go on that ride. Like there was a lot of silly stuff. It turned into kind of like a buddy cop film with his brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas in the first movie, his brother's like
Total menace.
a serious adversary, and then this one they're like joking and lollygagging and joking around with each other and racing through the fucking jungle and stuff.
Yeah, and kind of.
I don't think it. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was bad. Like it just wasn't. It's also the fact that it's the last of an era of DC films. They're about to reboot the whole franchise, and so it felt kind of like who cares when I'm watching it. You know what I mean? Like this ain't going nowhere. This is going nowhere. But I'd say overall it was a fun watch. But I wasn't like, dude, this movie's fucking bad. I'm not recommending it to people. I'm not like, hey man, you gotta watch Aquaman. It's fucking fire, bro.
I was all over it. Something that I noticed right off the gate, Amber Heard's role got real small, real fast.
Yeah, I kept hoping she was gonna die like the whole time. Like, come on, come on.
And it's kind of weird that Orn was just like okay with him having a baby with his like betrothed wife.
I know. It's just kind of they just fucking like pass right over that. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, Manta brought it up. That was pretty cool. I mean, I was like, yeah, Manta's got some points, dude. You're kind of a piece of shit.
I will say, Manta was pretty badass in this. Like,
yeah,
he was kind of scary.
Well, it gave him some superpowers now. You know.
Yeah.
It gave him the black trident with the like kind of demon possessed version.
Right. So that with the tech of the suit, like he was a lot scarier.
Something I didn't pick up on. Where did he get all those ships? All that tech? Did his dad make that?
The tech that they used to go, and you mean when he first got the suit in the first film?
No. He got that from Orn, and then he just put his head on it. I'm talking about the like their Manta ship and their little octopus monster, their mechanical octopus. Because remember, his dad was in league with some of the shadier elements of Atlantean people. So I wonder, because he's like, remember who made this? Like, yeah, I just don't know how long ago.
Yeah.
You know, so that was kind of
funny. Maybe it's just like an inherited fortune, you know, something like that. Like, I don't know. He clearly had some backing at some point from someone because he had all those people working for him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he was a good like big bad in this one. Like being as like he was the big bad. I like that.
Yeah, and they brought him back like, you know, where in the first one he was kind of like a side note. But right. Now it was like, you know, and I did like when Orn like was like, "What? This fool ain't got shit on me," like, you know, because he's gonna fight him. He's like, "Nah, I got this." Like, got his shit rocked.
I thought it was. I did, like I said, like it took. I don't know. Some of it was kind of like the part where they go to like the place that's kind of like that city on Star Wars where all the bad guys hang out, like the pirates and shit congregate. Like that, I was like, this is getting silly. Like this feels like, you know, anything like any other space opera type thing, superhero type thing, where they go to this place where like all the bad folks go to do seedy stuff. You know, I feel like every universe has one of those. Like in Marvel, it's like Madripoor. Like Wolverine's always in Madripoor, and fucking the shady shit goes down in Madripoor. But it's like a safe haven for criminals.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was, like I said, it was kind of fun.
What
it
do
just
you
didn't
give it out of 10? Where are you at with it? Did you wait? I got a better one. What do you like better, this or The Flash?
Man, I tell you what, if Ezra Miller wasn't in The Flash, I think that'd be a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Like, he takes me out of it.
Me too, especially because I was so harsh hating on him on the podcast the whole time. Then the movie came out, and I liked the movie, but I was just like, I just fucking can't with this dude. You know?
Yeah.
It's like Bump and Grind. It's a good song, but the guy that wrote it is a massive child rapist. I can't really vibe with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Indeed.
I don't know. I give it like a 7.
Dude.
I give it 7.
Yeah.
I feel like they tied up almost all the loose ends. There's no further plot to it because they already know they're closing down. They restored peace with him and Orn, so they kind of, he has allies in the sea now. He's leading the Atlantis, as like the proper king. He's proved himself.
One scene that I did really like though is when Orn is like, when he first breaks him out and he's all emaciated and fucking like skinny and shit, and then the water washes over him and he's like, "Bow."
Yeah, but cool. I like that, but I was like, but why is that dude even a little bit later seem even more jacked? I was like,
right.
I should have filmed that like at the end of the movie when he's like in full strength, Like, when the guy's like fully like, worked out all the way. But like, that was badass. He went down. There's like a Superman when he's like sees the sun, or when that a version of Superman where they kept him in the freaking chained up.
Yeah.
Like in the Flash, like how they did Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same idea.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So one other thing is I wanted to ask you if you finished True Detective season 4, because I did not. I got to tell you, it got confusing. There was a lot going on, and I just feel like I didn't care. Well, the other ones I got to watch like immediately right after each other, and I feel like this one is probably a good rewatch like that, like episode by episode, binging it. But like waiting week to week is like I didn't care by the time the next week came around to check back in. And then I forgot, and then I ended up 2 behind, and I'm like, "Fuck, man, where was I in the story?" And so I don't know.
Start at episode 3 and binge the rest when it's done.
I feel like it's
I wouldn't want to sit through an episode because, especially it'd be hard because Kimberly doesn't even like it at all.
Yeah, so I would. I have no idea if it's considered good or bad or whatever, but I would say just from the outset and the fact that it didn't keep my intrigue that much, that it's probably the least good of the 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, those first 3 seasons were fucking great, dude. Like, no one tops the first season. And then the second and third seasons were fucking really dope, too. So,
yeah, I feel like it's gotten progressively less good, but I don't want to say any of it's really bad. It's not a bad show by any means.
No, it's a cool. It's cool. It's really cool.
I think that kind of like tough native girl that's a cop. She's kind of hot, dude.
Yeah,
I like that like little muscle mommy vibe she got going.
Yeah, that scene in that like first episode where she's riding that dude. I was like, what the fuck? Like it kind of came out of nowhere.
I was like, she could get it.
yeah, caught me off guard. I was like, what?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll probably get back to it at some point, but it's nothing that's really pulling at me right now. A lot of other good stuff coming out, so we'll see. I'll get back to it.
Doom 2.
One more thing I wanted to touch on before we jump over to Kurt's Got Questions, because we do have Kurt's Got Questions tonight. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Kurt, once again for sending those over. And I've talked to him, and he is currently working on a new batch of questions for the weeks to come. So excited for that. But before we jump into that, I did want to talk about this kind of lame Jake Paul fight that happened. That a lot of people didn't even know he was fighting. It just kind of happened, you know.
Yeah.
But another first round knockout of a guy who just seemed, you know, way overmatched by the non-boxer Jake Paul.
I feel like they're just getting cans in there to build up his resume now, which you know, and that's totally normal in boxing. You get somebody that's pretty good, you give them a bunch of fights so they get good, you know, so they learn how to beat ass.
Yeah.
You know, and you know,
yeah, you get them experience.
Have spar with people tougher than the guy they're gonna fight, and then go in there, and you know that's fine. I'm not mad at it. I just don't care about it.
Yeah. I would say, and he's said as much too. It's not like, I mean, he's saying he wants to find something a little more challenging because he does, you know, he does this whole camp, and for what, like a minute of fighting, and then he's just disappointed with, like, I didn't even get to use any of this shit that I've been practicing. You know what I mean?
I mean, the MMA fighters have been giving him a bigger run for his money than that guy. I mean, Tommy Fury is his only loss, right?
Yeah.
That's by decision.
Yeah, he's 9-1 now with 6 KOs. So I mean,
I have I've been a hater and underestimator the whole time. So hats off to him. And he has said as much, like, this is what fighters do. Like, you build up your resume, like, you get time in the ring, you get reps, you know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes. And actually, it wouldn't be fair for him to be just jumping into people that are ranked and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, that would be fucked up to let this dude just jump the line and start fighting ranked fighters. And, you know, he's only had 6-7 fights. I've seen a thing. He's talking about he wants to fight Tony Ferguson in the PFL. In PFL, I'm like, maybe.
I don't know.
But see, he says that, but Tony Ferguson just signed another 8-fight deal with UFC.
Well, so, there you go.
Yeah, and then he's saying, I do think
he does. He kind of does these things on purpose where he knows a fight can't happen.
Yeah.
And so he gasses it up, like, you know, like, oh, they're ducking me, whatever. Or, you know, like, I think he likes to do that, like, call people out that he knows he can't fight anytime soon.
Well, yeah, like Sean Strickland.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, UFC
it's like it's not happening. You know, it's not happening. So at least not for years to come.
Sean Strickland's like, yeah, I'll spar you for whatever, you know.
Right.
Because he even said, like, he's like, come to Vegas, bud. You know.
Yeah.
He's like, come to Vegas.
I'm kind of like, it'd be cool to see him fight an actual, like, MMA fight, but I am a little done with watching Jake Paul box MMA fighters. You know, is it like,
I'd be into that.
It's just a spectacle that, like, you know what I mean? It worked. It got his name recognized. It got him some credibility, I feel like, fighting actual fighters, maybe not boxers, but killers, you know?
I did not think he was going to beat Tyron Woodley. I really didn't.
So,
like, no fucking way.
I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. I think the spectacle needs to be over, and he just needs to lean all the way in, man.
I think he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, as much as nobody wants to watch it, as much as it's a grind, and you know that's just, he's got to box boxers now. And
eventually he will fight a name, and when he does, everyone will watch.
Yeah, but him calling out for Canelo right now is like,
that's silly.
You're good, but you're doing good, but you're not doing the same thing as Canelo.
But he knows that too. He knows that he's nowhere near ready for something like that. So he he just talks shit. That's what he does. He's a shit talker, you know. I think I sent the Kurt Scott questions over to you. I kind of had a little time to. I had a little time to prepare only because he sent them to me first, and I glanced over them last week. But
you sent them to me, and I opened them, but I haven't even really been
okay.
able to read
So
them out loud. So
we'll take that into consideration. Take into consideration, I've had time to think about it, and Jesse really has not. So,
like the second question is kind of wordy, and I didn't even get to read it all yet. So, okay, your all-time dream car.
Ooh,
off top.
Ooh. You know, I think I'm going to say this because ever since I was a kid, I wanted one of these. And I don't know exactly why. I think it was a mix of like my brother really liked them and he used to talk about it a lot. And then they mentioned a very similar car on Saved by the Bell when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. But a 1968 Mustang Fastback.
Very nice. Yeah, my neighbor used to have one of those. Very nice car.
Yeah, I like those fastbacks. Like I think it's a unique like spin on the fucking Mustang that like I would love to see him come out with now. You know how they come back with the new versions of cars like the fucking GTO and the fucking every fucking thing that they've kind of re-released with a modern spin on it. And they have these Mustangs that are similar to the ones from the 60s. I feel like they should come out with a modern day fastback. Be fucking dope. But yeah, dream car is 68 fastback.
Mine, also a Mustang, but mine would be a Fox body, probably a 93 GT,
okay.
Or like a 93 like Shelby, like a Cobra.
Yeah. Dude. Dude, my buddy Rob is like a.
See that car and just be like, fuck yeah.
Dude, my buddy Rob buys cars and fucking soups them up, retrofits them, puts all kinds of body work into them, keeps it for a couple years and then sells them and then does it all over again. But he is fucking. You got to check him out because he's been doing this since I've known him since I was a kid, and he was like early 20s, and he's been doing this ever since I've known him, and he's fucking in love with that style Mustang. Like he's bought quite a few. Like his name on Instagram is Fox Body Rob. So I'll send you his fucking. He's got some dope shit, dude.
I've had 3 of them. I've had a convertible, a coupe, and hatchback, and very enjoyable cars. They're fun. Very fun.
I do feel like in the era that they were made, they're like, it wasn't that cool. It wasn't that cool. Like they're cool now. Like
you
looking
didn't
back,
know what they had yet because it's like a Honda with a V8.
And then right after that, they started making these fucking. No. Right, I would say right before that. I think it was right before they came out with those. They had these like, basically the Mustangs were looking like fucking Ford Tempos, just slightly altered, and they were weak as fuck. And but no, that
those Mustangs they have a really nice front end suspension in them for some reason, but a lot of people take the front end of those for their like hot rods and stuff. That's like a common thing. But the early '90s Fox body is fucking dope though. Yeah, I like them all the way from '83 to '93. That whole. I did a lot of like swapping them out front clips and. Yeah, my '89 was my dopest one. It was like a burgundy. It had like nice rims and crazy stereo system. It was nice. Nice.
Remind me. I'll remind you. I'll send you his Instagram because he's got photos of like when he bought them, what he did to them. Fucking.
Yeah. I know. I keep trying to get me some shitbox Mustang to put in the yard, but Kimberly ain't really going for it.
to put in the yard, yeah.
But, I mean, that's actually like a car I could fuck with to some extent.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
I'm not gonna start taking apart like my fucking 2015 Jetta because I'll fucking break it. But like, get you a carbureted fucking V8, and you can Google a lot of shit. Plus, my son's a mechanic. He'd be like, "No, Dad, don't be a fucking retard."
All right, what we got for question number 2?
You hit the Powerball. How do you spend
Okay.
your days? Not traveling. Realistically, maybe you can travel 65 days out of the year. How do you spend the other 300?
Mm, interesting. This is kind of a spin on a couple weeks ago when it was like if you had $500 gift card, but this is like you're set for life.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost, I'd never drive a truck again.
Yeah.
Like, I think, and this is something I wanted to talk to you about anyway. Like, I was thinking about this before as a discussion for the podcast, but like, would you ever completely retire and no longer do any kind of work? Like, if I had that money, I would never drive a truck again, but I would be into something. Like, I think I'm going to work till the day I die. Actually, I think when I'm dead, I'm going to have them put my ashes in a fucking, what's it called? Hourglass. So I can just keep working after death, right? Keep doing work.
There you go.
I can't take credit. So I heard that somewhere. But anyway, yeah, I think I would just dive into like shit I've always wanted to do. I would for sure quit my job as a truck driver. I would dive into the like fun, creative stuff I'd want to do. Maybe start some businesses just for fun, and then I would get my pilot's license. Fucking number one. Yeah, I'd learn to fly a plane.
Badass.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I would open a gym.
Okay.
Off top, I'd open a gym and just make it kind of like geared to the kind of lifting I'm into. I would probably continue kind of in my career path, but more from an investment level than actually having to navigate a lot of the things.
Yeah.
Like I would, invest in like modular housing in the area and help, to combat the homelessness crisis out here. It's probably something that's still, because my heart's in it, so I'd probably still be doing it. I would just be approaching it from a different angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I do. And I would definitely take those 65 days probably all at once and just go to a different country and just fucking out.
Oh, yeah. You got to travel a couple months out of the year if you don't have to have a home base, if you don't have to fucking... Yeah. I'd probably get a big-ass, crazy, fucking decked-out, badass RV and just fucking hit the road all summer, every summer.
I'd be flying first class. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love traveling, but dude, flying sucks.
Yeah. So does driving though. So does fucking driving.
And sitting in commercial like this for fucking 7 hours is fucking trying to watch a show, trying to sleep. It's the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I usually fall asleep pretty fast.
All right. Number 3.
The best quality of your spouse.
Ooh.
That fat ass she got. No, I'm kidding. She does have a fat ass, but the best quality, I like how my wife sees the world like smaller than me. She's like, no, we're gonna go here. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so cool. She just loves to travel. She plans it, like her attention to detail and her her drivenness to like obtaining the things she wants. I don't know. I admire my wife's just whole character. So yeah. I don't know if that was even rambling or me just kind of groveling at her feet for about 30 seconds. Yeah, not my wife's bad.
Might have been a little bit of that. No, I think with my wife it's the attention to detail of like caring to like know when she gets a gift for you, like it fucking has significance. Like I fucking suck at that. Like I know things about my wife, but when it comes to buying a gift, it's really hard for me to like combine the two of like, this is what she likes, but this is what she's really into, or like, this is what blah, not rather than being like, oh, I know she liked this shirt or this jewelry or this style of fucking whatever. Like it, I don't have what she has in terms of like, she's really able to,
Yeah.
pick out gifts and plan things in a way that makes it special. Like she's so good at making stuff special, not just for me, but for everyone, for the kids, when she gets stuff for her parents, like grandparents, like it's always something that means something.
I love
You know,
that.
it's not just random. It's not a piece of jewelry or a sweater or whatever. Like it means something. That and just the way she's obsessed in a way I could never be about our kids' happiness being like first and foremost. Like it, like she will fucking have nothing to give them the world. And that's like, I'm a selfish bitch, man. Like I want my kids to have lots of stuff, but I also want things too, you know? I want us all to fucking have stuff, but my wife doesn't care about it. She really cares about the kids first and foremost. Like I think maybe once the kids are grown, I'm sure she'll like spoil grandkids and stuff, but I think then she'll take some time for herself. But like she's just a fucking great mom. And it's crazy because she didn't like originally setting out in life, she wasn't planning to make a career being a mom. Like she had a whole career path chosen. It wasn't going to, and you would think she was someone that wouldn't do great with kids. She didn't think she'd be a great parent, but it's like clearly something she was meant to do because she's fucking incredible at it. Like I wouldn't be half the dad I am if she wasn't telling me how to do it, coaching me how to do it. You know what I mean?
I don't think I'm a good dad. I just mean. I'm mean, but I buy candy and give the kids rides places. And that's about it.
I'm a good dad when I follow Eva's instructions on how to be a good dad. That's pretty much it. But yeah, that's it. She just fucking makes everything special for everybody. It's crazy.
Very cool. Right on. Good question, Kurt.
Yeah, all good questions. Those were good. And kind of warmed us up too. I like how the first one was like real generic, like, oh, it's surface level. Then he goes deeper and deeper. Keep it coming, Kurt. It's good.
Hell yeah. Oh man. So, something.
All right, brother.
I said that I'm gonna make a new Jesse show forever, but
yes,
I really am. The meet is in 2 months and a week, and I'm gonna start kind of divulging, putting up training videos and talking about it, and I'll start editing some videos together, so it'll be like me explaining some of the training stuff going on, tell you how shit's going as far as like the weight cut and where I'm weighing in at, and yeah, so I'm not really cutting weight right now, so I'll talk about that in the video though. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so
all right, go follow the Jesse Show on YouTube.
I'll just put everything to YouTube, I'm sure. But yeah, I got some shorts up right now. I'm as strong as I've ever been, right? The strongest I've ever been.
Yeah. I've been seeing that. You're fucking killing it, dude.
Yeah, it should. And I got 9 more weeks to put in like 2 more cycles of like repetition work. Should add a couple more pounds. I want to squat 500 pounds at this meet. I think I'm right there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I squatted 480 and it was hard, but it was moving fast. So we're gonna get there.
Good shit.
Yeah. All right. So, Brett, you got anything new up right now? Marvel Plus, anything on there?
No, I'm about to have some Jack Reacher content over on YouTube probably tomorrow. And then I got here in a couple weeks, I'm going to be covering X-Men 97 over on the Marvel Plus podcast.
I want to be on one of those. 100%. I did. We've been
For
talking about
sure.
that show since this fucking show started, and
Yeah.
before there was gonna, and we knew there was gonna be new ones.
Yeah.
The only sad
Yes.
part is they took away Rogue's big fat ass.
Yeah. That's
I think that's where my little fetish for muscle mommies comes from, is Rogue, bro.
Rogue. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe so. Yeah, that makes sense.
She's like just crank strong and fucking big fat ass, but you can't touch her, so it makes it like
Yeah. Yeah. And she's got that southern accent. She got the twang,
yeah.
and it's like it's a whole fucking vibe. Rogue is a vibe, dude.
She calls you Suge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's a smoke show, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know. All right. Yeah.
I was feeling Gambit when he's like, "You can just touch me, I'll die a happy man."
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it.
Let's fucking
Yes.
go.
Yeah. All right. Follow me at Real Brett Scott everywhere on social media. Follow Jesse at Cole_Witta_K.
Yeah.
And follow us on Facebook, and check out our YouTube channel where you can watch our beautiful faces do this podcast every week. Just search Long Lost Brothers on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, and we're out.
All right. Later.